did, and then but then I understood what it was.
Being called out.
I never saw the name of the meme. If you don't see the name of it, you don't understand what it is. The introspective dog.
I guess.
Well, I did not understand what it was until
I
I
just
saw
call
the
it
name.
Doge. I don't know why, but I pronounce it Doge.
Hopefully, you know what I should have done?
What?
Was copied the patch information onto my. Can you do that? Copy patch information on? No.
Because then you'd have to download the patch. You can't upload the
Uganda
patch.
people have the most interesting things they do. Like lie.
I didn't understand that at all.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see that?
Me? No.
Yeah, I saw it.
Earlier?
Yeah.
No signal. Oh no. That's a weird thing about the PlayStation is it like reboots.
Oh, oops.
Probably does it automatically. What? What, can you not play without it?
Hopefully not. I mean, it is an online game, all online, so.
But is it? It should be sustainable offline.
I mean, if we were to just take out the Ethernet cable, that'll work.
Well, no. I mean, yeah, just hit cancel. You know, sign you out
there
and
we
then
go.
you
Okay.
just play.
Because when I hit cancel, when I was actually downloading it, kicked me out. I was worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should be fine. Okay, I've never actually played Dark Souls.
Well, you're not going to.
No,
You're
I'm
gonna
not.
watch.
No. I've just read about it. Like Kotaku had that great article.
I think it's better than Demon Souls in pretty much every way.
Yeah. Well, that's why you platinumed it.
That's true.
Does Jim? I think Jim Riley likes Demon Souls better.
He does. Well, I mean, there's a few things I guess I like. Save file version quick game.
Oh, it's because your save file has the patch.
Fudge.
So do you want to download the patch, or do you want to just go from the beginning?
I mean, it's up to you. Let's give it like a minute or so and
well,
see.
which would be more fun, the beginning or from?
Probably wherever I am.
Okay, then yeah, just download the patch. Wi-Fi shouldn't be getting eaten up by that much. Now that the computer's off. I miss. Are you on? You're in Tumblr again, right?
Yeah.
What's your URL?
A voice within.
Not a voice. Oh, okay.
He's like, oh, good, nice change. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah.
You changed
you have
one
the
word.
wilderness still. Mine's still Silent Melody Infamous. I like that one. I don't think I'm gonna change it anytime soon.
Silent Melody.
Yeah, it's the song played at the credits for the first Infamous game. It's called Silent Melody. I have it on my iPod somewhere.
You know what's awesome?
A lot of games.
The evil Infamous 2 theme.
I haven't heard it.
Maybe it was the first game, Evil.
The only tracks I remember from the first game are the credits, and then the thing when you are hovering over the CD and it goes, and it keeps going on like that.
Yeah.
It's very loud too, even if you have your volume on low.
Let's take like a few minutes, because I guarantee not all.
It's one of 4.
I don't feel like they're all gonna be that slow though.
Oh, Mega64 recently did a spoof video of Dead Rising 3, and it was basically an hour-long video. And then it opens up with, hey, I just got Dead Rising 3, and then it goes, updating. And it was a 13 gigabyte patch that came out for Dead Rising 3. And so it was basically like this, where it showed the Xbox One patch downloading.
We are recording right now. So
Yeah, we are.
Okay, cool.
And it's just...
So we'll post this video.
And it's just, maybe, and it's just the bar going. And then for an hour, that's all it is. And it's Derek's face as an icon, and then it's just the bar going. And then at the very end, it's like, and I already downloaded the patch, so I could play it right now. I bet you guys are so jealous. And then he leaves, and that's the end of the skit. And it's like, yeah, that's just an hour long of the progress bar. I didn't watch it all. I would skip ahead, and then I got to the very end. Like it's the first minute and the last minute, and it's like an hour long and 11 minutes.
So I'm pretty sure that they closed down the Payday demo. Not Payday 2, the first Payday the heist, that where you wear clown masks.
The demo or the actual game?
No, the demo.
Oh.
Okay, let me explain why. Because we wanted a multiplayer game to play one time. We had 2 PS3s. It was me and Jacob Bonesteel.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, cool. So we'll just download the Payday demo and play co-op because it said it had co-op accessibility. Because we didn't want to actually buy the game.
Or just we
didn't actually want to buy the game.
No, of course
so
not.
we download the patch. I mean, we download the demo, and it's like there's a patch for the demo. We're like, okay, that's weird, but fine. It's like this will take 13,000 hours to install.
What?
It's like the number at the top, like the time signature at the top was 13,000 hours. So we're like, do you think they like quit the quit the demo, and this is their way of telling everyone?
I guess. That's weird. I've never encountered that before.
13,000 hours.
I think I got that game for free, but I've never booted it up.
I booted up once, played the first map. I'm like, not for me.
Okay.
Maybe it'd be fun with friends, but maybe not.
Yeah. I'm slowly trying to conquer the OCD-ness of wanting to get through my backlog and doing the thing to where I only play a game and then I'll only keep with it if it actually like catches my interest. And then the backlog games that I have that, don't catch my interest within like the first hour, just leave it. Because it's very hard for me to just leave a game.
See, the way I feel about my backlog is a lot of times I'll be like, hey, I want to buy a new game. And I'm like, wait a minute. I have this huge backlog of games to play. Like, I have like probably like 4 or 5 games in my library that I haven't finished. So I'm like, I'll play those. So I look down my library. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to play any of them.
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
My uncle, bless his heart, got Cameron Dead Rising 2 for Christmas this Christmas.
Oh, for the PS3?
Yes. And
is he the one that lives in the backyard?
yes.
Okay.
Well, not in our backyard, but
the back house.
Camps out.
Yeah.
The back house.
But so he doesn't know a lot about games.
Okay.
Here's one thing. Well, I assume most gamers. You don't buy gamers video games for Christmas unless they ask for them.
Really? Why
Like,
not?
unless they ask for a specific game.
Why not?
Or unless you're into games yourself.
Exactly.
Uh,
And also, me specifically, you don't really buy a gamer a video game for Christmas if they have money. Because you know that any game they want, they're
they'll
probably
buy.
going to buy. You agree with this? Any game you pretty much want, you'll get it.
Yeah.
You're making all these hard and fast rules right now.
These are rules, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
well,
if
I mean, now that I have a job,
So,
I buy
for example,
whatever I want.
For
when I
example,
want
my uncle was talking to my mom about what game he should get me. I'm like, you should really just ask me, but he didn't.
it. Oh, okay.
So my mom was like relaying the information to me. He first asked if I wanted the Walking Dead game, and I'm like, I already have that. And he goes, the
Oh.
Survival Instinct one? I'm like, no. But just to be sure, he said the Survival Instinct one, and
No.
I'm like, Mom, tell him I already have that one too. I don't want that. And she's like, so she tells him that we already have it. And he thinks I'm super into zombies, which I am, because I like The Walking Dead.
But he's super into zombies.
He's super into zombies.
Like
So he got
Walking Dead TV show?
yeah.
Yeah.
So he got Cameron Dead Rising 2,
Mm-hmm.
which is still in the wrapping. And
Well,
he
you could-
bought me this little game called The Last of Us that I bought in June.
Oh my god.
And you better believe that when I opened it, I smiled like hell. Like I had never seen the game before. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Meanwhile, it's sitting in my PS3 at that very moment.
This is The Last of Us.
So it's still in the shrink wrap, sitting on my
funny.
dresser. I think I'm gonna try and bring it into GameStop and see if I can work out a deal. I'm like, look at this.
They're
It
not
is-
gonna. No.
It is in the shrink
If you
wrap.
don't have a receipt, I work customer service. If you don't have the receipt, nope, not happening.
No, I'm
sorry.
not. I'm not looking for a full refund.
I know. I'm just saying.
Like, no,
you could trade it in.
I'm like, can you give me an extra 40 cents? I mean, you're gonna screw me over
they
anyways
might,
right now.
but they're also
so-
GameStop. So
I know.
have you seen? There's a GIF or a video. I think it's a GIF, but it's the Simpsons GIF where the guy brings in, or Marge brings in a bunch of stuff to the comic book guy, and he is like, the first draft of Last Hope, the actual Yoda thing, and it's like a bunch of really
Rare stuff.
and then at the end he's like, I'll give you 150 for it, and it's like GameStop. And it's like, yep, that's what they do. They're terrible.
I walked in there one time. This was right after the PS2 era kind of ended, and Cameron and I sold all of our PS2 games, basically.
Oh, you should not have done that.
Well, I mean, our PS2 crapped out on us.
Okay, well, the crap. No, so you still don't get rid of that.
Whatever.
Never sell games.
Okay.
Unless they're like MIB Alien Attack, which I sold because that was a terrible game.
I sold Dead Island because that game was awful. I sell a lot of games, but I've stopped doing that.
You got rid of World at War.
I did.
We could have done awesome Doris zombies, but no.
If I bring my system next time, we can do Doris Zombies on Black Ops.
Alright, whatever you say.
But yeah. No, Doris is the best. You and I did really well on that map one time.
Yeah, me and Kevin were awesome at that map.
Anyways, I was saying something, but freaking Steve.
You got Last of Us for Christmas.
That was a while ago.
And Dead
We
Rising.
got on that.
Cameron got Dead Rising.
You know what? You and I should do this though. We should
What?
every Thursday when I come over, or not every Thursday.
Talk
but
while
every
we're
Thursday.
downloading patches?
Every Thursday I do come over. No. And maybe Cameron if he wants to as well. We should just do like a full playthrough
Of a game?
of Diablo 3
Oh.
co-op
Okay.
and then just release like a 30-hour long video every week of us playing through it.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Just like a co-op playthrough.
could do that.
So what? Something like Hank? Is it kind of like Hank Plays, whatever?
Well, I mean,
It's
I would use a
basically-
better example, but sure.
It's basically
Are you watching any of those?
a ton of.
No.
I haven't. No, I don't. Not big on YouTube Let's Plays. I'm more.
Well, no,
big
they
on-
just have interest. I do it for the conversations.
I do. I like some of IGN's Let's Plays, but I only like them with the people I
Yes,
like.
if they're people I like.
I'm not a big Justin Davis fan.
I
Sorry,
don't-
Justin
I like.
Davis.
I do like John Green's. He plays FIFA, and his fans will give him a question.
He's
in Indianapolis.
No, he means like what gaming site, and he's not.
No,
He's a writer.
He's a
What
writer.
does he write for? Is he
No,
just,
no,
just,
he's
just
a
writer?
he's a
He's an author.
novelist. He's a novelist.
Oh, okay. What has he written?
He wrote The Fault in Our Stars,
Looking for Alaska.
Looking for Alaska. He wrote
Paper
teen
Towns.
romantic novels.
I think I've heard of Looking for Alaska.
You've probably heard of him too. He's a pretty, you know,
He's pretty
VidCon.
big right now.
Yes.
He started it.
He's like
Really?
He and his brother started.
and they're like basically the stars.
But he's an
of-
author.
Have you heard of Vlogbrothers?
No.
A YouTube channel with like one of the biggest YouTube
Nope.
channels. Have
It's
you heard of
addicting.
DFTBA? Don't forget to be awesome.
Nope.
Have
I'm
you
not big on
heard-
YouTube. My YouTube subscriptions are basically gaming sites, and that's it. I don't care much.
Okay.
Have you heard of? You have to have heard of something that they do.
I've heard of
Have you heard of
Nigga and
Crash Course.
Vsauce.
Like Crash Course Learning.
Nope.
Vsauce. Michael from Vsauce, I'm pretty sure, is good friends with
Probably.
Hank.
He's probably good friends with a lot of people.
You don't have Patreon.
I don't.
Here.
I don't.
No.
I'm not big on YouTube.
Basically, essentially, like
He's a big guy.
they're
important.
huge on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's also a novelist.
Yes.
And you can kind of credit his success as a novelist possibly
From
To
his
YouTube.
to his
success.
YouTube. Yes.
Hmm.
So, anyways, what were we talking about? Yeah. So I'm not a big Justin Davis guy. I like Justin Davis, but I mean,
He's alright.
he's just kind of there for me. Like when I see he's always on GameScoop, I'm like, all right.
I
He's
guess.
always on GameScoop.
Okay. Well, he has nothing else to do.
He's on there probably second
If
to
you
Damon Hatfield.
do you follow any of the old IGN editors on Twitter?
Some of them. I follow.
Do you follow Ryan Geddes, Eric Brugvig?
I follow Ryan
David
Geddes,
Clayman,
not Clayman, not Brudvig.
Hillary Goldstein.
Yes, I follow
Okay.
Hill.
Well, you probably saw there's a long thread going on between them about TRL.
I did not see this.
No, it's a dumb, funny thing that they were talking about TRL.
I don't know what TRL.
It's a Three Red Lights. It was an old
Oh,
360
oh,
podcast
okay.
that was great because they
Three Red Lights. Is
didn't
that?
talk about.
That's a funny. Is that
Yeah,
like
to play on the Three Red Lights of Death
Okay,
for the Xbox 360. They made a podcast about it.
good. That's awesome.
But it was basically.
Is it a good
these-
podcast? Was it a good podcast?
It was a great podcast. They didn't talk about games. They just talked about dumb stuff about being a games journalist and their lives. It was great. They had funny stories about Jim Riley, like sitting up in the middle of E3 one time when he was in bed. He just like was sitting up and he was like, "I have to get down with the updates." And he's like on the laptop, and they're like, "Jim, it's like 3 a.m." And he's like, "I have to." And they're like, and Jim denies that ever happening, but they're like, "Nope, it happened. We swear." And so it was a hilarious podcast.
That's awesome.
I loved it. But they were recently talking about like. Somebody asked them something about TRL, and they're like, "Oh, we've been recording a bunch of episodes. We just never bothered to publish them." And then Hillary's like, "Oh, remember that one time Obama called in totally stoned?" And then Brudvig's like, "Oh, remember when we launched that Kickstarter that nobody funded?" And he was like, "Yeah, the 100K goal was we were gonna have a bedazzler gun." And then the other one was like, "How much would it have to be to hire other people to do a podcast for us?" And they're like, "Oh, that would be great. We would actually have a podcast, but do none of the work." And then like it just kind of went on like that, and so they linked to this video, this article.
See, now it's going faster. It's all
Yeah,
going
because it's a
faster.
second update thing. And so there was a recent on IGN. They had this recent like have you been wronged by a gaming outlet sort of thing.
That looks.
It looks dumb. It
It's
looks
so dumb.
bait worthy for which they did say they're like because they said we should all write in and write about IGN Insider, and then somebody else linked to an article of an IGN Insider podcast that was like only one episode ever made, and it was Nate Ahern who's on Knockin' Boots with I want to say Fran and some other girl who I've never heard of before.
Wait, there was a Knock and Boots episode with Fran?
No, not with Fran, with Nate.
Oh.
Have you ever listened to Knockin' Boots, Cameron?
Yes.
See, here's the
Do
no.
you
He
like it?
he has. He listens to it when I listen to it.
Some of
sometimes.
it-
It's
sometimes.
awesome.
It's
Some
the
of it's
best.
hilarious.
I love that
best.
podcast.
It's probably the thing I look forward to every month,
Yes.
which is depressing because they
It's not
released one.
monthly.
They released one for January, and the last one before that was September,
I think
which made me really mad. No, it was
so.
September.
Really?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Episode 6 was January. Episode 5 September, like 7th or whatever it was.
Oh wow. No, they had one in October. They
Nope.
had the live.
Nope, that was the September one.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because they had 2 live ones in a row.
Yeah, they had the
That was
one
the
right
peak
after
po-
Beyond
the
300.
Beyond 300, and then the one in September.
Okay. But and yeah, Knockin' Boots is great. I love Knockin' Boots.
Yeah, Knockin' Boots is interesting.
But they had this one-off podcast that they linked to that I've never seen before, which I was surprised because I really dug into IGN's history with podcasts. But it was "Don't Tase Me, Bro," and that was the name of the podcast. And it was
That's
basically
an old video,
it was
too.
it was basically Nate, Ash, and I think Fran, I forget who. And they were basically they sounded half drunk, and they were just doing this on a whim. Like, it wasn't even really for anything. It was just like, oh, we decided to do this podcast, and it was like, what the heck? And they were like, and then somebody else wrote in like, we should complain about bringing back To Catch an Editor. And then Justin Davis responded, and he was like, that would be more relevant than 50% of the emails we're getting. And it's like, yep, that's what I thought of when I saw the whole, if you've ever been wronged, it's like, yeah, probably people are going to write in dumb stuff to that thing.
Well, yeah, I want to be like, I was wronged by
Call of Duty.
the creators of Dead Island. That game sucked. Get them to right that wrong by making a new one.
Probably.
That new Alien game.
Oh, have you guys heard about Justin Bieber and his recent...
Free Beaver.
Okay.
Free Beaver.
This is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
What?
It's a Twitter thing, okay?
Deport?
No,
Oh.
someone asked like one of the big Bieber like fan Twitter pages what a DUI is.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. If you don't know what DUI is, that's fine. I'm not gonna give you crap for it.
Well, okay, let's
The
consider the
response-
audience.
listen,
Consider
listen.
the audience.
They're all young. They're
Yes.
like 12, 13.
Dumb.
The response was drinking under the influence.
That's good. Isn't that what it is?
Driving.
Oh, driving. Okay, wow.
So- So now, like, every Bieber fan thinks that DUI means drinking under the influence. So people all over Twitter are asking them, like, oh, what's a DUI? And they'll be like, drinking under the influence. Basically, he was drinking while drunk. It
Don't
is the
say that.
funniest thing. No, you check my Tumblr.
Will they
it's a
actually
recent thing that I
say? Will they
reblogged.
actually say that he was drinking while drunk?
Yes. Someone
funny.
actually said he was drinking while drunk.
That's great.
Oh, I
While
thought
under the influence
I
of
thought some
alcohol.
girl just made like a messed up, just like, oh
no,
wait,
like,
I'm
it is
driving.
a huge thing now. Like, I
trophies.
reblogged a thing on
On Tumblr.
Tumblr that's just like 14 like example playing the man with hyphens on Tumblr, by the way.
gosh.
It's just
Oh, right.
On a totally unrelated note,
Yes.
first before this whole thing starts,
Yes.
have you guys seen? You guys know Pokemon X and Y. There's
Yes.
like now 700 Pokemon.
Yes.
Have you guys seen the redone
I've not
redone
watched
theme
it yet, but I
song?
heard it's hilarious.
The redone theme
Okay,
song.
do you remember the Pokemon?
Oh, no, not the
rap
theme
from
song, sorry.
From the show,
Yes.
where they would rap all 151.
Is it the guy with the piano?
No,
Okay.
no.
I saw a video with a guy with a piano who sang all of the names.
No, okay. Well,
Okay, but
this
you
one.
remember the rap from the
Yeah,
show?
I remember the rap.
Yeah, this one is from College Humor, and this guy raps all 700 Pokemon.
Does he actually?
Yes, every single one.
Wow.
But like they
It-
make it
it's like a-
funny,
it's
'cause,
like
at
a
the end of it, he's,
35-minute
like,
video.
He's like breathing heavily, and he's like, "I don't want to go anymore." And they're like, "You bastard!" And he's like, "Okay, okay."
Oh
They're like,
my
we
gosh.
have, we have your son.
Oh wow.
It's like,
Okay.
so you're gonna finish. You're gonna sit right there, and you're gonna
Finish the rap.
Oh my gosh. Well, interesting.